You want a podcast? Welcome to Flute 360, the podcast that reminds you everything is connected. I'm Dr. Heidi K. Begay, flutist, educator, creative entrepreneur, and follower of Jesus. Here, we explore the full circle, the 360 of your life as a musician. Because who you are as a person shapes who you are as an artist. And the lessons you learn outside the practice room are just as vital as the hours with your flute in hand. From health and spiritual growth to artistry and career fulfillment, this space is where it all intersects. Come as you are. There's a seat for you at the Flute 360 table. Today's episode is episode 349, and it's titled, Be Still and Create, How Faith, Focus, and Less Consumption Leads to True Artistic Alignment. Hey there, 360er. Thank you so much for clicking play. So, I've been thinking a lot lately about this idea of consuming less. Now, this is a topic that we have chatted about before in previous podcast episodes, but I wanted to really drive it home in this episode. So many of my flute students and music clients say things like, oh, I have to do this thing that's on my to-do list. I have to do that. My plate is so full. I'm trying to find time for my flute, for intimacy with my partner. I'm trying to incorporate all these healthy routines. I have to practice more, etc., etc. And when I hear all that, all I can think is, that's just a to-do list. But what I want to gently encourage you is this. So instead of doing more, thinking about piling up that to-do list and feeling frantic and all over the place, how about being more? Be a healthy person. Be a loving partner. Be an author. Be a flutist. Just be. Because I think when you step into that identity, when you become that person, the doing flows naturally. Think about it. So if you believe I'm an author, well, what does an author do? They write. They don't try to carve out time to write. They just write. They find their inspired moments and they sit down and they create. The same applies to us as artists, musicians, and humans. When we're rattling off to-do lists, what's actually happening is we're being pulled in 1,000 different directions. And we are consuming more, doing more, but not necessarily being more. And that's where I think we need to pause. And it's kind of ironic that I am asking you as a podcast listener to consume less because, of course, I love you here. I want you to press play. But at the same time, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed with too much consumption. So we live in this incredible information age, right? Filled with podcasts, YouTube channels, reels, blogs, etc. But even that constant flow of content can become a form of gluttony, intellectual and spiritual gluttony. Now, hear me out. I know that that's a bold statement and it could maybe, ruffle some feathers. Just like our society's obsession with food, and we've been talking about food quite a bit through the podcast as of lately. Sometimes we have this obsession with food. It's so easy to overconsume without actually digesting. Now go back to the episode that I did with Markel Brown. And in that conversation, we were talking about health, food, diet, and lifestyle choices. And I loved what she brought up in her episode. And she was talking about how God's foods are whole. They nourish us. You sit down with community, you eat the food slowly, you pray with gratitude, and you take in what you need. But think about when we consume fast food or man's foods. It's processed. It's processed foods, quick fixes. And oftentimes, they are empty calories. We eat them on the go, in the car, alone, in isolation. And there's no communion in that. There's no community around that eating process, the love of consuming whole foods. It's go, go, go. So you can apply that, and I think it's applicable. It's the same with information. Man's information, consume more. Doom scrolling through TikTok reels, Instagram reels, YouTube channels. It can be good in moderation, but it's fragmented. It can be overwhelming and, quite honestly, really noisy. For me, at least, it keeps me wanting and chasing more. Do you resonate with that? Do you feel like that information that's being bombarded and thrown at you, do you feel like you keep chasing more? Consume more? Do more? How about be more? And so what I've learned through my relationship with God is God's information, I think, on the other hand, comes through stillness, through being with Him, sitting with Him, being in intimate moments with Him, letting Him love you, and listening for His voice. So when you're tuned into His voice, that's your source. That's where you plug in. And this is something that I actually have been conveying to Eric in the evenings as of lately, right before we go to bed. He's given me this idea, God has given me this idea and analogy and this image recently, like we are laptops. Now, we're not a piece of metal. He sees us with way much more love, but it's just an analogy. So we're like laptops. And when a laptop runs out of power, what do? You take the cord and you plug it into the outlet, the one source of electricity. That's your recharge. That's how you recharge that piece of equipment. And sitting with God is plugging into Him. But think of the opposite. Think of the other side of the coin. The opposite of that is what we often do. Sometimes we use a power strip. We plug into too many things at once. Social media, podcasts, TikTok, Instagram, work, relationships, news. And what happens when a power strip is overloaded? The fuse blows out. Too many inputs and too much consumption. So when you unplug from all the noise and plug into God instead, what you'll find is that you will feel lighter, freer, able to think with more clarity. You will feel more charged and more focused. When I say more focused, though, it's in a very peaceful, healthy way. Not the frantic, do more kind of focus, but a calm clarity that comes from being aligned with your purpose. And that's what I want for you. I want you to cut out the noise. I want you to cut out the distractions and really tune into His voice so that way you're just like right in your pocket with Him. And from that space, you'll hear His direction. He'll tell you exactly what He wants you to create. So maybe that means today, for you as the listener, you write a chapter of the book he's been calling you to write. Maybe you take one step toward launching that music podcast. Maybe you simply rest. Because what I have found in my own walk with him is that those small, obedient steps, that's where your success lies. That's success. Recently, I've been wrestling with this myself. I am not perfect by any means. That's why I need him. And I noticed I was spending way too much time on TikTok. Oh my gosh, the doom scrolling is a real thing, y'all. Telling myself it was, air quote, market research. What are flutists doing? What are they playing? How are they practicing? And you just keep going down all these different rabbit holes, right? But deep down, I knew I was avoiding things God was actually calling me to do. And when I sit with him in the silence, he's been lovingly nudging me. Cut off the noise, Heidi. Be still. Sit with me. Plug into me. So that's my encouragement for you today. That's the bottom line for today's episode. I want to encourage you to consume less, be more. And try it. Unplug from the world's constant noise and instead plug into God. Let Him charge you. And from that place of stillness, of quiet, go out and create what He's called you to do. And when you do that, you feel more alive, more aligned with His purpose for your life. You're in that pocket with Him. And when I'm in that place, I feel like comparison is not even a thing. Being wrapped up with the busyness of the world, not even a thing. If I can hone in and really hear exactly where He wants me to be and do it to the best of my human ability, everything else falls off the table. And when I follow through and I am obedient to His calling, then I feel successful. Even if it's one obedient call, one obedient step towards that thing per day, it was a success. Doing less is more. And being in that pocket with Him, it's everything. I hope you're well, and until next time. Listen, have you ever had a mentor who didn't believe in you? I have. And honestly, it hurts. You start to shrink, question your worth, and maybe even want to put your flute away for good. But friend, that's their problem, not yours. You have worth, and you have value. You were created to make music that matters. And that's exactly why both Dr. Catherine Eminent and I do what we do. Dr. Catherine's Music Teacher's Playbook is here to help you build a thriving music studio, one filled with the right students who light you up. And inside the Flute 360 Accelerator, you'll find a safe community that helps you heal, grow, and gain confidence both on and off the musical stage. So, here are your 2 dates to remember. November 15th, 2025 is the last day to join Dr. Catherine Eminent's Music Teacher's Playbook. And November 22nd, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Time, is our next Flute 360 Accelerator live session. Come as you are, whether you are sick, tired, hopeful, or ready for change. Just come. The links are in the show notes below. We believe in you, and we can't wait to walk alongside you.
Let's talk about flute.